Aw, man, I love Avatar The Last Airbender. I mean, Raya and the Boss Baby. I mean, what's the title of this movie again? So Raya and the Last Dragon just came out on Disney Plus for like $30 extra. There it is, you can buy it now. Is it worth it? So let me start off by saying, before I go into the details, I think this would have worked a lot better as a miniseries. Let me explain.
So here's the sitch.
Raya has to go around these different places from the 5 kingdoms and get, like, a piece of the dragon gem so she can put it back together. There's this huge lore going on here based on different cultures and landscapes, and they all have to come together. But because this movie is like a 2-hour Disney movie, we don't really have a lot of time to really showcase the lands. This movie also wants to really push for, like, really deep themes about trust. And that's the biggest theme, actually, probably. But because the pacing is kind of weird, we don't really get a lot of time to really explore those elements. We get a baseline, but in order to kind of have a deep dive into it, we need more time. I think the movie did the best they could in that regard, because it's only a movie, but comparatively, I think this idea would have worked better as a series, and then they can market it like Avatar. There you go, you got your Avatar, Disney. I liked all the characters, there's just a lot of them in this movie. So Raya is kind of a badass, someone who's atoning for her mistakes. There's not any mention of a romantic partner anywhere. Good job, Disney. It's all tied to her feelings around her dad. Plus, she can fight kung fu. Raya and her arch enemy Namari have some Catcher in a Door vibes going on. Like, I'd be totally down if this is romantic element thing that they threw in. Like, maybe when we get a series on Disney Plus about this. But as is, I think it worked really well. Look at her hair, it's cool, it's like a slash. Let's talk about the baby, because I hate the baby. In this world where we want to take all the themes seriously, we have this Kung Fu baby, which was in the trailers.
Really? A con baby?
Man, I love the boss baby. I already made that joke, but it's still relevant. Let me make my joke. And I thought there was going to be some reason why this intelligent baby is kung fu fighting and is noticing all the plot elements. But there's not. She's just a baby. And it kind of hurts this, like, we want this serious movie about trust, but then there's a kung fu baby without any explanation to why there's a kung fu baby. I don't know. I kind of think this was a bad idea. Or I think marketing was just like, hey, we need something cute in this epic movie that's not the dragon. Let's put in a kung fu baby and some monkeys. What could possibly go wrong? I think my favorite new character is the big guy, whose name I don't remember, who tries to act tough, but really he's sympathetic and he hangs out with the baby, and it's adorable, and I love him, and I think he's a good, fun character. I would like to see more of him. Thank you. This kid is basically like Bubba from Forrest Gump, but a little bit more charismatic.
We got shrimp, we got congee. We got a shrimp congee that won't quit.
Pan fried, deep fried, stir fried. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp.
Let's talk about Sisu the dragon. Did I like her? Kind of. I think her design is great. She looks like a pony Discord kind of thing. I think the problem, though, is she uses too many nuances. Like, I can tell the actress who played her, Awkwafina, was probably ad-libbing a lot of the time, and the director, line producer, was probably like, it's fine, keep it, it's funny, it's Awkwafina, she's awkward, that's her thing. So I think she probably should have stayed closer to the script, again, to help the believability.
Have you ever done like a group project, but there's like that one kid who didn't pitch in as much, but still ended up with the same grade?
What is a group project in the sense of this world? Do they have school? I thought this whole movie was based around trust, so why would there even be a group project anyway? Someone explain.
I'd like to buy that piece of plastic with this piece of plastic. But I'll never understand the workings of high finance.
As I already mentioned, the pacing is kind of all over the place. Remember in Avatar, we get like a whole season of Ba Sing Se to really understand Ba Sing Se and its culture? Here we get like 5 minutes.
It is usually best to admit mistakes when they occur, but not this time.
Again, I think it would have worked better as, you know, you spend 2 episodes in a place and you do the thing in the place. It would make the conflict and the humanity more tangible because you could develop it slower than a movie. That's the running theme of this review. Please subscribe. I do like the really mature theme of loss, though. It's the most prevalent thing. It's something everyone can relate to. They cheat a little bit because these characters can be brought back and they're not actually dead, but I'll give it a pass. And every character is motivated by it, which is good. They're not motivated by romantic interests or hot chicks. But again, I think loss is a good theme because most people can sympathize with it, and they treat it really seriously. There's a motif with flowers and laying flowers around, and it's adorable, and it's deep. I think the movie could have been helped even more by the fact that maybe there's a common enemy, like Shang Yu is trying to take over the Dragonland, and all the lands have to unite in order to try to get him, but they can't because they're fighting. I think that would probably help with the sense of timing, so the pacing was more justified that everything had to be fast, as well as a grander feel to the story. Comparatively with the Moana has a direct threat that she has to solve in order to, save the world or whatever. She just doesn't go out because she feels like it. Raya spends 6 years trying to find this dragon, and then they zoom around the places. Why did it take 6 years, Raya? Did you get lost? Did you get lost in that map?
Look, it's the
Spine,
the biggest canyon in
5 lands.
Let's keep flying.
As well as the conflict. We get hints that Fang is hurting agriculturally.
Fang may look nice on the outside, but we have some pretty big holes on the inside.
Again, I think there probably should have been a bigger need for the lands to unite to really help with the pacing. Maybe, this movie has a lot of water. Maybe water could have been the problem. They don't have clean water and the dragons clean the water or something. So, slight spoiler, by the way, but it turns out that Raya didn't actually need the dragons to return to fix the dragon stone thing. She just needed to trust people and display a form of trust, kind of like Frozen. But I don't know, doesn't that cheapen the whole plot a little bit? It's like the twist in Kung Fu Panda. I assume you've seen Kung Fu Panda, it came out 10 years ago, where the secret ingredient is nothing. Don't you feel a little like all that wasn't worth it? It's an anti-twist that kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. Raya didn't need the last dragon. She just needed to do some other things. So call the movie Raya and do some goddamn team building exercises. Or even better, Raya and her daddy issues. There we go, I fixed it. It's a little bit of a nitpick, but it always frustrates me when there's a twist near the end where it turns out that the whole movie was kind of cheating you a little bit. Oh, I just want to mention this because I do a lot about Treasure Planet. If you're new here, hey, James Newton Howard came back to do the score. He hasn't been back since Treasure Planet. And you can tell the score is very pretty. Good job, James Newton Howard. And obviously, the animation is gorgeous, but you knew that, so you're fine. So in closing, do I think this is a good movie? Yes, I think for a movie, it did the best job it could to try to tell this kind of complicated story about human relations, but it probably would have worked better as a series. Come on, Disney, you got Disney Plus, it's right there. The movie's advertisement was kind of also disappointing, but that's like a footnote. I think it includes really nuanced scenes, but it has some problems with pacing, and it has some problems with believability of the stupid baby. I hate the baby. It's like Apocalypse Now for children. It has good themes, the kung fu and animation is obviously great, the characters are fleshed out as well as they could be, for a 2-hour movie, give or take, but I think this is probably the weaker of the Disney movies coming out right now. I hope you like lore, I hope you like skeletons, there's a skeleton, ooh, scary. Oh, and if you're new to me, please watch some more videos. You don't have anything else to do, you watch cartoons. I know how it is, I know. And that's all, folks, except it's not time for the ending gag.
Toodaloo, toilet head!
I'm Chai, the flower guy.
Chai.
I'm Chai, the flower guy.
Who are you? Who am I? Who am I? I am the guardian of lost souls! Hey, dragon, not lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please remember to leave a comment and share this with a friend or 2 or 5. Click Click here to subscribe, we really appreciate it. Click here to check out the main collaborator for this video. Click here to check out our video playlist for this video, where you might find similar videos that hopefully you like and enjoy. There's also a credits scroll here, where you can check out all the other awesome contributors. All their info is in the description. That's all I gotta say. KPON!